So today I will be showing how to set up recording rig to be able to capture gaming content as well as some video recording in general using the OBS Studio. Now, OBS Studio is a fantastic free tool that you should absolutely download and use if you're recording any type of game, and it's available from obsproject.com. I'm gonna be putting the link in the description below. But first, before we actually do that, I'm gonna be showing you how to set up the folder structure. That's gonna be very helpful for you going further on your computer. So ideally you want either to have a separate drive for your YouTube content or you want a separate folder. Now, we're gonna be putting several new folders. The first one I'm putting _raw. Here is where all of my gaming video footage is gonna be, and it's led by _ to make it go on the top of the list. This is the first one because I don't want to be looking for my raw footage. The second one is the converted folder. Here's the place where I will be putting stuff that I'm gonna be editing, and underneath it, it was gonna be by game. Then we're gonna have the audio. The audio section is there to put any audio files that I'm gonna be recording. For example, if I'm gonna recording in post-production, then I'm gonna be putting it here. And then the done, where I'm gonna be putting everything when it's done. It's gonna be an output for the OBS. Now, let's go to the settings. Settings are here in the bottom corner, and we're gonna go through some general. First, general, you don't need to change anything. It's pretty much as is. Appearance, this is a new one, I haven't touched it. Then the stream, we're gonna be going for output. Output is really important because you want to be setting the output mode to advanced. Remember, not simple. And the first tab is streaming. We're not gonna be touching that today, but we're gonna be going to recording. Now, you will notice that in the recording, I have put the recording path to my raw OBS, and you can actually set it here using the browse feature. The second thing that we need to be talking about first is the raw OBS, and the second one, you want to be putting in the recording format hybrid MP4. This one is a lot more robust than the previous MP4, because if the previous MP4 breaks the game or something, you're not going to be able to use it. Then you want to be using the video encoder, which is the NVIDIA NVENC H.264. Yes, I know there's the HEV-C and the AV1, but this one is much more easy on your CPU. Encoder settings, instead of with the constant bitrate, which is the default or the variable, you can use the constant CQP. That's the quality parameters, and the quality parameter you're gonna be setting around 20. Now, the lower this value is, I think the more quality it is, but it's more taxing on the computer. You want a keyframe interval to 2, preset for slow, and a multipass mode to 2 passes with full resolution. Now, if it gets a little bit hectic, then you can put it to single pass. Now, the audio, I like to put bitrate to 320, and I named the 2 tracks. The first one is gonna be the game sound, which is set to default, and the second one is gonna be the commentary. I'm gonna be showing you how to map those to the exact values that need to be. Just remember, it needs to be set up like that. Then we're gonna go to audio. Audio is where you set up your microphone and your input. So sample rate is 48 Hz stereo, and the desktop audio is the default, the one where the game and everything is recorded, and you want to mix auxiliary audio to select your microphone. Now I'm using this guy, Microphone Blue Yeti, and I have been setting it up to be the mix auxiliary audio. I'm not attaching any other parameters apart from the monitoring device, which is the headphone SteelSeries Arctic Chat. So once I'm recording, I can actually check it there. Then you have the video. Now the base canvas should be the resolution of your monitor. In my case, it's 1920 by 1080, and I'm using ultra wide, so mine is 340. Then you have the hotkey section. Hotkey section is to start and stop the recording. I use Ctrl, Shift, and Insert to both start and stop. This is gonna make it a little bit easier for you to actually do a lot of things. Now there are advanced settings. Typically I don't touch anything in those. Those are the settings that you need to be able to successfully record your gaming videos if you're doing gaming, or you can actually just record your desktop, for example, like I did just on this video exactly. I was doing the regular display capture. Then what else needs to be said? We need to be talking about the audio setup, you do want to check that your audio is actually working. So I turn on my microphone and I typically do some checks. So here you can go into the advanced audio properties. Now there are two inputs. One is the default and another one is the microphone auxiliary. Here is where you set the balance, and look at those tracks. Remember those tracks that we were putting in the audio section, all with 320? I have them set up diagonally. Now, if you do like this, you're only gonna get the desktop audio in both tracks. But if you set up like this, you don't need to be doing any editing later. So remember, just to check that both of them are mapped to the track 1. That means you're gonna be getting both the game and your audio yapping onto the same track, and if you publish a video like that, it's ready for upload directly. So once you double click, it's gonna go. I prefer to use separate tracks because the benefit of it is that I can later on increase or decrease the volume either of the game or of my YouTube audio recording. So that sets up a nice balance between that the game is not too loud or that your yapping is not too loud. That's also really important. If you're going to be pressing, then you go to start recording, which is just here when you will be recording, and everything is going to get stored in the right place. Now, one additional thing that I want to be mentioning here is if we go to the sources need to be configured. Normally you would have a game source, and here you select, you want to add it and you want to select which window you're gonna be doing. I have found that if you're sharing specific window, then it's actually much better even if you have windowed games and whatnot. So I tend to use that as a default. Observe now, I'm doing like this in front of my microphone, yeah? And immediately you can see how it's recording my auxiliary, that it's making sure that it's making sounds. Now, also, we want to be testing the default. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna open up a random YouTube video. Oh, look at that. Rob, hey Rob. So when I put the Rob, and you can see in the desktop audio, you can see that it's going. And I'm clicking here, and you can see also the microphone. So this is a good test that you have set up your audio correctly, that both tracks are showing what they're supposed to be showing. But we want to cover one final piece, and that's setting your screens up for screenshots. Remember, when you're recording the game and you want to be able to capture screenshots. So if you're using, for example, Steam is the easiest option. You just go into your account settings and you need to find in-game tab. Let me just check where it is. It's about there. Yeah, there we go. And then you scroll down and you want to see the take a screenshot. That's the F12. That's the easiest. And then the external screenshots folder. Remember the folder structure? I've added an additional folder called Screens Steam. Everything that I capture is gonna be placed directly into that Steam Screens folder. Yeah. Second type is using Windows Shift S, and that's gonna give you like screen capture tool. So if you're not recording games but more like regular Windows and you want to have a nice screenshot, then Windows Shift and S is gonna give you that shortcut, and like that you just snip and sketch, and that's another possibility how you can capture a screenshot. Now there is a third method, and that's within the OBS settings. So if we click on the OBS settings, you go to the hotkeys. And if you go down in the hotkeys, there is the screenshot output and screenshot selected source. So that actually gives you the ability to capture screenshot using your hotkey. I hope you found this video interesting and insightful, and this is how you set up, and within the next modules we're gonna be covering how to ideate, make, and actually record and publish your video, but that's gonna be happening in the future videos. The next video, if it's available, it's gonna be published right there. Thanks for watching.